Hey yo, what's happening every day? It's Prince J. We're back with another video, and today we're just gonna do some questions. That every young man or young girl wanna ask as they're getting through life. So yeah, let's get into it. Alright, number one, is it okay not to know what you want? You know what? Most definitely, it's okay to not know what you want. I remember when I was doing my studies and I was picking all type of courses because I didn't know what direction I want to go. I didn't know what I want to do. But as I've gained some experience, I kind of knew what direction I wanted to take. So the more experience you get, the more you know what you want. If you don't know what you want, that means you haven't really got much experience, and basically it's down to that. The more you go through life and understand and experience a few things and know what you like, you will definitely know what you want. So yeah, it's okay to not know what you want at that moment. All right, number two, what should I do after high school? Damn, that's a good question. Like I said, I was just following the crowd at high school after I finished. Um, I didn't even get to finish high school, to be honest. I had to go another route and another direction, just because I was a trouble kid, always getting in trouble, so I didn't really get to finish high school. But I managed to get myself a degree, and that was just through having good friends and family that wanted me to do well. And so yeah, that's how I got into that. But what should you do after you finish high school? Yeah, just look into something that you like doing, something that you enjoy, of hopefully something that you can do for free, and basically just go for that and try to make it a profession, and hopefully and see where it takes you. You know what I mean? So yeah. And three, why does everyone seem ahead of me? That's a good question. Why does everyone seem? I don't think nobody's ahead of you, because you have your own timeline. You wasn't born at the same time as them. Um, Nobody's ahead of you. It's just you gotta learn to stay in your lane, and do what you need to do to get yourself ahead. I know social media and that could be pressure. You're looking at it all like, why has my friend got a car and I haven't got? Oh, why is my friend, got a house and I ain't got a house? But remember, like God's timing is the perfect time. Just wait for your moment, have your plan in place, and follow it through, and you get where you want to get. And basically, that's how it is. How do I become independent? You know what? That's a good question, because I've had quite a lot of trouble with this. But if you want to become independent, you definitely need to be disciplined. Disciplined with your finances, and where you go and how you spend your time. You definitely need a budget. If you want to stay independent, you need a budget. Set yourself a budget. You know how much I'm spending, how much is going out, and once you got your budget in check and your discipline in check, you're not going out drinking or buying takeaways, or you're not smoking, get into habits that will get you hooked or get you into trouble. You're not getting into drugs, so you're not taking any drugs, things that will break into your bank and affect your finances. So basically, yeah, just get your finances in check. Obviously, independent as well, you need work, so you need some work. If you haven't got a job, get a job. Work on your driving license. Get your driving license. that will give you more independence, get you room to just be moving around when you want to go, where you want to go, and yeah. But definitely, you gotta have to be disciplined. See, when do people actually feel like adults? Boy, I don't know. This one is subjective because it's different for different people. Some people grow up fast, and some people takes them a while. But I think you start feeling. Uh, I don't know if feel like an adult, but you start feeling. I mean, being an adult is most about responsibilities. So mostly you feel like that if you got responsibilities. I mean, for example, you gotta pay a rent. You know, you gotta pay for your things. Maybe you gotta pay for your mortgage, or you need to pay for your car. You need to wake up in the morning and go to work, even though you don't want to. You know, those things make you feel like an adult, because I feel like kids, like if you don't really want to do something, you don't really want to do it, you kind of be like, oh, I don't want to do it, and you don't have a reason to why you don't want to do it. I mean, as an adult, you basically know why you're doing what you're doing. You have a reason behind things. So I think that's when you start to feel more like an adult. Definitely, like you have a reason behind your action. So, you know, if an adult, for example, you won't go out drinking when you're driving, things like that. You have reason, or like this could get me in trouble. So when you're an adult, you just start reasoning a bit more, and you know that makes you feel like an adult. Definitely. Why does life seem easier for others? Why does life seem easier for others? I mean, it's a good question and a valid one. Um, I think it just feels a lot easier for them because they're grateful of what they have, and you know, they're just happy to be alive. You know, some of them had, you know, they've gone through things that you don't know about, different backgrounds. You know, most people like that, they focus not what's external, but you know, they focus what's internally. So definitely being able to look at yourself in the mirror in the morning and look through yourself, and being able to, you know, see all the things that you need to improve and stuff like that, just makes life a bit more easier. You know what I mean? And yeah, just have gratitude. They just have gratitude, and look at life for what it is. You know, they don't complain. It's not that they don't have problems. It's just that they understand life comes with struggles, and so they do what they can to, you know, get where they want to get without no complaint. What if I make wrong decision? Well, I mean, in life, you're gonna make plenty of wrong decision, and you can't be afraid of that, because that's what's gonna make you, and that's gonna, you know, help you to grow as well. Because if you don't make any mistakes, you're hardly gonna grow, because you wouldn't know, you know, what's wrong or what's right, or what works and what doesn't work. So definitely, if you make the wrong decision, it's okay. You just rub off your feet, you get up, and you start again. You know what I mean? That's it. But obviously, some decisions, you know, could change your life forever. So you have to be careful with that as well. Do you know what I mean? Like there's decisions that you make that can actually, you know, project the way your life is going to plan out. So you just have to be careful as well with the decisions that you make, with the mistakes that you make, but definitely make a lot of mistakes, especially when you're looking to jump into business. Make as much mistakes as you want, because that's the only way you're going to grow and be able to get to that next level, so yeah. How do I deal with failure? You just have to realize, like, failure is not really the end of life. Do you know what I mean? Many successful people have failed and they ended up being successful. It wasn't the end, of their life. So definitely, if how to deal with it is just understand that you're not the only one who's going through that struggle, or you're not the only one who failed, and that you can get back up from that. You know what I mean? And you can end up, you can be successful again. You can believe in yourself again, and have faith. To move on. Definitely. Why does adulthood feel so stressful? That's a good question. Well, adult feels stressful because you have a lot of responsibility. Obviously, you're moving from being dependent to being independent, which nobody really prepares you for, and that's something that you're gonna have to figure out yourself. Especially if you come from a background where both parents went at home, so you literally have to raise up yourself, so you literally have to figure out everything yourself, and it's just one of those ones. That's why it feels stressful, but definitely it's something that you can pick up yourself from, and if you have the right plans and the right attitude, and yeah, it's not gonna feel that stressful. If you know how to deal with your stress levels. Example, if you are able, go into the gym, do things, plan well, it's gonna be less stressful. That's what I'm trying to say in that. Yeah. So yeah, that's it. This is for that video. I hope you found my information really helpful for you. Yeah, just don't forget to like the video, and if you really like it, subscribe, because it's gonna be more content coming out like this. All right, peace and love.